Right, Uncle Solomon.
Yes,
We're here again.
we're here again after a great,
A great was.
a bit of ugly,
Uh,
dramatic final.
wow. AFCON 2025 Morocco came to an end,
Yes.
and in the final match between Morocco and Senegal, we're just going to go straight into it, man. We don't have to around the bush. We just have to go straight to the things that happened in that match. What is your take on that match? We have a lot. We can actually do a whole episode on that match. So let's just look at what is your take on that match first?
I think for me, first, it was a great game. It was a replica of the Morocco-Nigeria game, basically. Because Senegal, the Lions of Taranga, their style is just like Nigeria. And we could see that the Moroccans maintain the same standard, defend from the halfway line, get the ball, counter-attack. But all in all, Senegal was the better team. And evaluating the refereeing, there was some calls that was not done right, and I think that led to a whole lot of drama at the end. I think the referee was trying to contain the whole atmosphere, but he made certain calls that was really not right.
Let's get these. I want to get this from you because there are a lot of views about the officiating in this tournament, especially when it has to do with Morocco. So a lot of people are thinking maybe CAF are the ones that are busy planning these things. But could it be that referees were just sort of panicking as a result of the support from the home fans?
Maybe it depends. There are different reasons why referees panic and it affects their officiating. First, I don't want to believe that CAF gave them a blueprint and say, look, this is how we want you. This is who we want to win. No, CAF never does that. But would there be pressure? There might be pressure from some officials. And also now you are in a situation where you live in Morocco. You've been living in Morocco for 3 weeks. And now you're hearing different voices and you're seeing the atmosphere. You're seeing what is online, or maybe the hospitality is really nice. And that goes into your head, and now you have to refer this big game, or you're now in front of 70,000 strong crowd,
and majority of whom are the home supporters.
Yes, and then you have to now officiate. There's a lot of whistling, there's a lot of lights, flashes on your face, and all that. So you need to concentrate a lot. But one thing with the Arabs, the North African teams, is they don't just play football on the pitch. They're not like us, West Africans. Yes, they fall. They know how to waste time. They know how to intimidate you here and there. There was a situation where one of the Moroccan players came and hit. He used his shoulder to hit a Senegalese player off the ball.
Off the ball, yeah.
And he was just warned. He was not given a yellow
card. You see, that is why everybody is complaining. A lot of people are fighting online, especially because that is where all these things are. People make a lot of noise about it. Online, you go online, you hear things that people are saying about the antics from the Moroccan players, the officials that are off the pitch. If you look at the things that they were doing, like the goalkeeper, the Senegal goalkeeper, his towel that he was using to clean his gloves were taken away from him. Hakimi. And that is how disgusting the behavior was, that I don't understand as a professional footballer, like Hakimi, African Footballer of the Year, to be behaving in that manner. So if you look at what happened in that game yesterday, I think there's a lot that we can take away from this tournament. And for me, I feel like if CAF don't make a strong statement, number one, they need to ban Morocco and some of their players. There should be repercussions for the behaviors.
They can't ban Morocco.
Why not?
See, there are rules to this thing. Okay. Let's look at the game. Okay. Morocco did everything right. What Morocco tried to do was to use outside influences to influence you. And if you look at CAF rules, I'm not going to punish somebody who's taking the goalkeeper's towel.
A player who's on the pitch.
There's nothing.
Even a player
who's on the pitch.
Yes.
Because he would say, you can warn him, but you cannot ban him.
A team can be fined, right? So that is what the Senegalese player, the Moroccan players were doing.
No, but it's totally different. You walk off the pitch, because you felt there was injustice. A penalty was awarded. Just a few minutes before then, you scored a goal that was disallowed. There was no reference to VAR. Now they said, there was a penalty, and you went and checked VAR, you gave them a penalty, and now you protest. Obviously, you can protest, but walking off the pitch and staying off the pitch for over 10 minutes was wrong. Right?
I agree with you.
And I wouldn't want it. I want to feel the refereeing against Senegal was wrong.
Yes.
The walking off the pitch was wrong in itself. Yes, the moment. Yes, was wrong. You can't go. A goalkeeper has a towel by the goal post, so he can always wipe his gloves,
basically using it
and
for
everything,
the gloves.
right? Yeah. So now you're taking it away from him. Yeah. And you do that not with one goalkeeper, not in one game. You did that in several games. Yeah. So that one in itself, obviously, CAF has to look at it. But if you ask me who is to blame for all of this, I blame CAF, because Senegal was very unhappy with the treatment they were getting as soon as they arrived to Rabat for the final. Yeah. The security was not okay. The hotel was not okay. Even their training pitch.
They made them to travel by bus, by the way.
Exactly. Transportation,
logistics. Their training was opposite the lodge of Moroccan players.
Exactly.
So they will monitor the tactics and everything.
So how do you explain that? You ask me who to blame? It seems like CAF is trying to influence the game and allowing factors to influence the game without telling us that they're allowing factors to influence the game.
I said it. Initially, I said, who are you to? Because a lot of people are complaining. They're saying CAF want to compensate Morocco for hosting the AFCON, right?
And also, they hosted the
AFCON. They're still going to host again.
They lost the AFCON to Nigeria.
So, and they're going to host again. Continental. They're not winning. So they wanted to make sure that Morocco, and I listened to the interview of CAF President Motsepe when they were interviewing him, and the journalist was asking him, he is running CAF in a European way, He's taking instructions from Europe, and you heard the things that he was upset about it. But the truth of the matter is that this guy is clueless. I'm sorry to say. He is a billionaire, no doubt about it.
He's not clueless.
No, he is. He is. When it comes to soccer.
It's certain decisions.
When it comes to soccer, you can be running Sundowns. I mean, that is just a club in a nation. You understand what I'm saying? We are talking about a continental body now. Yeah. And then when it comes to the politics of his soccer, you don't know them. You don't you might have money as a billionaire, but to me, I felt he doesn't know what he is doing. Yeah. So he is there by the virtue of him being a rich man. You get what I'm saying? Yes, now, if things like this are happening under your watch, if you remember, under Hayatu, how we criticized CAF because of the things that he was doing. Yeah. He was making sure Cameroon were protected. And the corruption that was going on in CAF. We saw that. We criticized it. We talked about it. And now we thought having somebody like Motsepe who is coming in is going to be different. But what we experienced in this Morocco, if CAF don't come out to make a strong statement, number one, if you ban Senegal, I agree with you. Yeah.
100%. Senegal itself as a team would not be banned. Because you can ban majority of the players you can ban the coach because they are players. They take instructions. Coach say, go out. They don't have a choice.
When they say the team, they usually ban national teams, and then the team will...
They're going to find the national team.
Yes.
But the ban, you can ban the national team because they came back and continued. So you can ban the coach, obviously. I mean, it's sad because the coach might actually miss the World Cup because of the ban. Yeah. Depending on how he has a right to appeal, he can take it to the Court of Arbitration for Sports in Switzerland and appeal it, and that might drag because the World Cup is just about 5 months to go. So that in itself, I blame CAF. I think it was a shame. It wasn't a shame on Africa. No, leave Africa out of it. No. I want to say it wasn't a shame for African football. It was a shame for the people that run African football. It's a shame for CAF.
Morocco as a nation.
It's a shame for them.
It's a shame for Morocco because
it's not really a shame for Morocco.
It is. Listen, you know what I'm saying?
In South America, right? Yeah. The way Morocco plays is how football is played in South America. The whole off the field stuff. It's normal. We're not used to it. Yes. But it's almost like part of football. You saw Luis Suarez during the World Cup. He used his handball. So, it's part of their game.
But what I'm saying is let's look at it. We had nations that hosted the World Cup before in the AFCON in the past, including South Africa. South Africa hosted it in 2013. Nigeria won. We did not hear anything. South Africa were not protected. South Africa were not crying. South Africa were not coming up with those antics to make sure that they get to the final. They could have done that, and they were going to be successful if they wanted to, but they didn't do that. They were fair with the game. If they lost, they were out. If they were in, they were going to play. You get what I'm saying? We had Gabon. We have Nigeria in 2000. Cameroon won in Nigeria, right there in Nigeria. And if you can go back and check, you will point out the mistakes and the bias that came from the referees in that tournament. But people did not complain. Nigerians, we love football. I don't think there's any nation on this continent that love football like Nigerians. They can kill for it. You get what I'm saying? But we did not fight a single player or a single national team. We'll go there, we'll sing, and we'll support our national team. You get what I'm saying? And this is what football, we know football to be. And many nations have been hosting this tournament without any issues. Why Morocco, who say they are not part of Africa? They said it themselves. They denounced this nation to a point they even left AU. And that's the political aspect of it. You get what I'm saying? But they denounced this tournament. They say they are not African. But now they want to win this tournament with all these things. So CAF fade, they fade. In my view, they fade. Under this leadership, they fade. And they need to make a statement. Make sure you deal with the Senegalese coach. That is acceptable because the behavior is not something that we can condone. And then also deal with the Moroccan national team and also not the national team, but the individuals who were misbehaving there. Hakimi, you can't be a captain, an African footballer, current African footballer of the year, and you behave in that manner, and then they will allow you to slide. No, let's not do that. You get? So this is where I'm coming from. To me, you praise this tournament from the beginning that they've been excellent and all that. We all say that, but yesterday overshadowed everything.
No, yesterday was really not what you want to see when it comes to football. It wasn't a good advert for African football, but at the same time, we look at the positives of the tournament. It's a lot of positives, It's unfortunate that we would talk about the refereeing and some of the drama around it much more than we talk about the football. But I want to concentrate on just the football. There was just been an exhibition of beautiful football in the last couple of weeks, and great players, great team, and the standard of African football was exposed there. That look, hey, we can actually play. Now, in spite of the drama in the final between Senegal and Morocco, if you look at the standard of the game, it was a great high elite sort of like standard of play, and we really appreciate that. The last African Nations Cup before Morocco in Cote d'Ivoire, nobody was talking about the refereeing at all. We're talking about the game, the players, and it's unfortunate now. So I think CAF needs to go down and really forget about all these influences that try to win game, that try the refereeing. They need to look at their refereeing again. How do we train them and make sure that they're well equipped? How do we make sure we use VAR appropriately? When you have it, you should use it appropriately. When there's a goal that is allowed, you must always go to the VAR. When you give a red card, you must always go to a VAR. Whether the rule says so or not, you need to change the rules to a way where because it's a goal. If that VAR was checked in that Senegal goal that was disallowed, even if the VAR was
but at least they'll be satisfied.
At least they will not have a reference saying you didn't check a VAR, but now you're checking VAR for this penalty. So we need to be able to equalize all of these things and eradicate any sort of injustice that any nation would feel. But CAF has a lot of work to do.
Kudos to Mane though. He displayed a certain qualities of a leader that, for me, I'm impressed with.
You see, Mane was, before he actually called all the players back after they gone down tunnel, he spoke to a very legendary. There was a legendary African coach. A lot of people here don't know him. His name is Claude Leroy. He has coached. He's like 76 right now. He has coached in Africa for over 40, 50 years. He had coached Senegal. He came to him, and the moment I saw them talking, I knew Mane was going to do anything that he told him. And from the expression on his face, I saw he was telling him, guys, tell them, just go back to the pitch, finish the game. It's okay. You know, because this is an elder statesman in football.
Yeah,
He's seen everything.
Yeah.
And when he was coaching, when he's began coaching, Mane was not born yet.
Yeah, true. I agree what you say. Even I saw him also went up there to speak to Diop as well.
Diop
That
also
legend. He
was
was
like,
there,
"Just go play."
telling them. And you can understand the frustration of the players. We said it on this show before that we wanted the referee to allow the game to flow. Let us enjoy a beautiful game. These are two of the best teams in this tournament that were playing against each other. And you saw the way in which they approached the game. It was impressive. And for a referee to just decide that he wants to, spoil the game, it was a sad story indeed. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that Mane was able to convince the players to go back and play the game and see how God played it. A lot of people are saying that people are saying a lot of things online. There, somebody said the difference between we Nigerians, right, and the Senegalese players is that the Nigerians say it is where God will do it. And the Senegalese protested. And they displayed it, how they want to be treated. And you have to follow suit. But for we Nigerians, you say in the match against Morocco, we kept quiet. And we accepted it because we're used to saying, it is well. God will take it.
I'm really glad. It's a lesson for African football. I hope we're not going to see another one of it again. But I'm really glad that, the Senegalese, at least they took a stand, but they still came back and finished the game. I'm glad that the game came to an end. If they had gone down to the tunnel and never came back, it would have been a disaster. Like a total disaster.
I'm just going to give the cup to Morocco, and then they will write. The referee will just write a statement that's it. And in his statement, they abandoned the game, so there was nothing he could do, and Morocco would have been champion. But thank God they came back. For the sake of time, Nigeria won the third place, bronze. They have a record 9 times. 9 times. No one is like them in that medal. Even though it's not something that we'll be proud of, but the players were celebrating it
without getting into the final. Yes, Nigeria is has been very consistent in the Africa Cup of Nations. They've been very consistent. They've been coming close and close, and it shows that there are areas where we need to tweak and change things if we want to not just get to the semi-final and play third place game, but we need to get to the final. We've come 9 times, we came to the semi-final, but we never got into the final, even though we've won the cup 3 times.
1 3 times, twice or so we've been
to the final.
And we lost,
but 9 times
we
came to the door, but we never went in. So it shows that if we can change a few things, we can always get in.
All right, thank you so once again. For the sake of time, we have so much to say, but we just have to go.
Yes.
Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
It was indeed a beautiful tournament. We enjoyed every
That's right.
bit of it. I'm glad you also enjoyed it. Like I did. Only Morocco wanted to destroy at the end of the debate. That's a beautiful one. All right, to the beautiful viewers out there, we've come to the end of AFCON 2025 in Morocco. We've seen a lot of things, man. I'm sure you know what happened in Morocco. A lot of controversial decisions that everybody's talking about, that is trending on social media about Morocco, their antics, the players. Their behavior was appalling. Trust me. I felt so sad to be an African in that moment. However, Senegal redeemed us as a continent. Winning that tournament, it shows beautiful game won. We've come to the end of the show, and until we come your way again, stay blessed.